the times where the region is going through many difficulties, and we as a small Armenian community going as well. My name is Hagop Jernazyan. I'm a member of the Armenian community living here in Jerusalem, fourth generation of genocide survivors of the Armenian genocide. My great-grandparents arrived in Jerusalem as refugees of the genocide more than 100 years ago, but the Armenian presence in Jerusalem dates back to the 4th century. So we as a community and church maintain presence in Jerusalem for more than 1,600 years. As a community and as a church, we go today through a struggle for the protection and preservation of the Armenian quarter due to an illegal land deal which threatens the Armenian and Christian presence in Jerusalem, specifically in the old city. And the land deal and the land which is part of the deal is the land we are sitting in now. Historically, the name of the land is the Armenian Gardens. In any kind of a map, in any language, you can see that the western side of the Armenian quarter, which is also the western side of the old city, is called the Armenian Gardens, which is this entire property. After the explanation, we can go outside and you can see the property in a better way. And the land deal was signed back in 2021 by the Armenian Patriarchate. The purpose of signing the deal was to build a luxury hotel on this piece of land. And the deal was signed back in 2021 by the Armenian Patriarchate, leasing 11,500 square meters from the land. The entire size of the land is 19,000 square meters. And out of it, 11,500 square meters were leased for 98 years, which is a long-term lease. It's 49 plus 49. The Patriarchate received at that time $2 million. When I say the Patriarchate is the church, and the Patriarch is the head of the Armenian church in Jerusalem. The deal includes the parking lot, where you entered through, houses of Armenian families, parts of the seminary school, the garden of the Patriarch, and some other open spaces. And we as a community, we discovered about this deal only a year and a half ago. We heard rumors about the deal. We heard that a deal was signed, but we never had the details of the deal. We never had the contract to understand what was signed and what was leased. And back in 2023, May 2023, we discovered out that these properties are included in the deal. These are the details of the deal. And so we decided to demonstrate as a community and demand from the church to cancel this deal, because we see this deal as a deal that threatens the existence and the continuation and the presence of the Armenian community, of the Christian community in Jerusalem. First, because it includes very important institutions. The deal includes important institutions that the community and church use. And second, that we are afraid that behind the scenes and behind the company, there are settler organizations that are willing to take over and to work to change the status quo in the old city of Jerusalem and change the harmony between the different communities in the old city. And after a long investigation, it was discovered that the developers, which one of them is an Arab Israeli and one of them is an Australian Jew, both of them, they have relations with settler organizations which already took over other properties in Jerusalem from other churches. For example, the Jaffa Gate hotels. I don't know if you heard about the scandal of the Jaffa Gate. So it's the same settler organization where there are alleged ties with the company involved in this land deal, which the name is Zana Gardens. Following months of demonstrations, the Patriarchate sent a cancellation letter to the company announcing the cancellation of the deal, but legally it's impossible just to send a cancellation letter and to wait for its cancellation. You have to start legal proceedings in court in order to cancel the deal. And since October 2023, since the day the company received the cancellation letter, instead of answering legally to the cancellation letter, the company decided to send bulldozers to attack the community, armed settlers, Arabs which were hired by from East Jerusalem and from the north by the company, and they received wrong information, telling them that you are going to protect the Armenian community from the settlers who are attacking them. So they were trying to play also the national narrative and the religion in this issue. So following many attacks that we went through October, November, December, the Patriarchate filed their lawsuit based on few arguments: corruption, bribery, that people within the Patriarchate pushed for this deal because they were bribed by the company, misrepresentation by the company, that the investors who represented themselves as people that they can build a hotel, that they have the ability, it turns out that one of the investors has a long criminal record, and one of them financial issues. So they are not able to build a hotel, and it strengthens the argument that there are other people involved behind this land deal. Since November 5, 2023, we decided that we need to guard the area because the company tried to take over the land illegally by attacking and by forcing us to leave the land. So we decided to guard the area, and it's been a year and 2 months that the community members, the boys here, are guarding the area, sleeping here 24/7. So whenever you pass by, you can find people sleeping here and maintaining presence, specifically the two young men that are sitting here with us. So maintaining presence is one of the struggle we are having, that we are showing our presence on the ground in order to protect our rights and to protect the land from illegal takeover. A few months later, last February 2024, sorry, years are flying. I still think we are in 2023.
25.
Yeah, it's been 2025. So we as a community, we initiated our lawsuit in February 2024 based on two important arguments. First, that the Patriarch had no authority according to the bylaws of the church to sign this deal, because this deal violates the constitution and the bylaws of the church. Second argument is that this land is trusted and registered in the Islamic Sharia court. It was purchased during the Ottoman time, the land, in the 16th century, in 1574, and the land was registered by the head of the church at that time as an endowment, as a trust. That means in Arabic it's a waqf, which means it cannot be sold or leased. The translation is to put a stop, to stop any transaction with the land. So following the discovery of historical documents, it says that the land is trusted to the Jerusalem Armenian Christian community. That means the Patriarch or the head of the church is the custodian. He needs to protect the rights of the community and the property. That means he cannot lease it or sell it to third parties. So we are arguing also this argument that this land was leased without any proper process. Currently we are in legal proceedings in the Jerusalem District Court to nullify the deal. We are asking from the court a declaratory judgment to declare that the deal is null and void, that the Patriarchate had no authority to sign this deal according to the bylaws, and that this land is held in trust to the Armenian community. And the entire struggle is being led by the Save the Ark movement. Save the Ark, which is Save the Armenian Quarter. It's also like the Ark of Noah, which from the Bible. So it's Save the Armenian Quarter. The movement was established following this the discovery of the land deal, and we, as part of our work in the movement voluntarily, we work with our local and international legal teams, our lawyers. We work to advocate for the preservation and protection of the Armenian and Christian heritage in Jerusalem. For example, we accept groups like you, people like you who come and visit, show solidarity and express their support with media, legally, and any other way that can lead us to nullify this deal. So basically, this is the struggle our community is facing, and we consider it a struggle that not only the Armenian community is facing, but also the Christian community, because the Christian community also is going through an existential threat in the past few decades, and we see this struggle as a struggle that should protect the future of the Christian communities in Jerusalem, should strengthen the relations with the different denominations and communities, and also that we see this struggle as a struggle that should keep Jerusalem open for everyone, because especially in the old city where you have different religions, different communities, different people from all communities, Palestinians, Israelis, Muslims, Jews, Christians, we see it as a struggle that unites these different people, because they all supported us during the past year and a half. So we wish to continue our good relations with the different communities, and to make sure that the Armenian Quarter is being protected, and the future is protected. So I'm open for questions.
Can I ask you
Yes.
2 questions? How do you see the occupation of Palestine? And in relation to that, what are the sentiments within the Armenian community towards what is happening in Gaza?
Okay, it's a good question.
Because this relates to, you use the word existential threat to Armenians
Yes.
and Christians, right? But the existential destruction is happening. It's no longer a threat to the Palestinians in Gaza. Their existence is being destroyed. So that it has to be a link if you want some united front against one common genocide regime.
There is a difference between the different policies. Here in Jerusalem, it was a land deal that was signed, unfortunately, by the Armenian side. It was initiated, of course, by the company which approached the patriarchate, but the deal was signed by the Armenian side. So there are two different. These are two different things to approach. I cannot put what is happening in Gaza and what is happening in the Armenian Quarter on the same level.
The common element is land. Gazans are destroyed because Israel could not get a land deal with the Palestinians, because their land deal is Palestinians from Gaza run away, don't exist. In your case, your patriarch sold the Armenian community down the river. So the land is the common bridge here.
The land is a common bridge here, of course, and in the Middle East, if you read history, and you can understand that always it's a fight for land. And as you said, it's a common bridge that land is being sold here, land is being lost there. Also in the West Bank, we see the past year and 2 months since October 7 and before also the beginning of the war, the different policies. The different policies of Israel towards the minorities and communities, whether it's in the West Bank, whether it's in East Jerusalem. But again, I personally, as a representative, as a co-founder of Save the Ark movement, I cannot compare what is happening in Gaza, the destruction and the horrific scenes that are coming out from there, to whatever is happening in the Armenian quarter. These are two different issues, which is better to talk about them separately.
Have you received a lot of support from Armenians abroad?
Yes, of course. This struggle is being supported by the different Armenian communities around the world, by the Armenian diaspora, and it is being supported by also by non-Armenians, by locals, by Muslims, by Jews, by Christians, by all type of groups that they see it as a just struggle. But yes, we do maintain relations with the Armenian communities, and they do support us in all kind of ways.
What about things like the Vatican and Church of England and the heads of other major churches, World Council of Churches? Have they given you any sort of official support?
So we sent, as a community, a letter to the Pope, to Pope Francis, where we raised the issue and where we asked from him to intervene and to support the community and to support the efforts to nullify the deal. So we did approach the Vatican. We maintain relations with the Greek Patriarch, with the Latin Patriarch in Jerusalem. We also met with the Archbishop of Canterbury, Bishop Justin Malby, yes, a month ago here in Jerusalem during his visit. We presented him the situation, we presented him the current legal status. So we do maintain relations with the different churches around the world, and we wish to maintain.
Yeah, and did you get a response from Francis? Or from just
unfortunately, no. We didn't receive any response, and that's why we maintain relations with the Latin Patriarch, who is a cardinal as well, to pass through him.
So would it help if Catholic communities around the world also wrote to Francis?
Of course.
And said, and equally churches in the United Kingdom also wrote to the Archbishop of Canterbury and to other church leaders. So, because that's our intention is to look for ways to help you. So we could publicise this. There's a group, for instance, in Belfast called Christians for Palestine. And I'm sure they know nothing about this, because I knew nothing about it. And I'm sure they would be more than willing. So do you have websites and information that
we have our media pages. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook and X if you write Save the Ark.
Right.
So with this logo, with the orange, with the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
right. Okay,
you can find it. You can find us. Yes, we wish that other Catholic communities raise this issue with the Pope, because we see the Pope as the leader of the Catholic Church and the biggest church around the world, to lead a campaign for the protection of the Christian communities, because unfortunately the Christian communities in Jerusalem and in the Holy Land are facing existential threat.
All of them, yes.
All of them. It's not only in Jerusalem, it's also in the West Bank. In Gaza there are 400 Christians left. So all Christians are in the whole land are facing existential threats. So the Pope can lead a campaign of protecting these communities, because the Holy Land cannot be a Holy Land without Christians.
So your lawsuit is against the patriarchy.
Our lawsuit.
They filed a lawsuit. Sorry. So legally, they filed to withdraw, and then you filed a lawsuit against them. Is that correct?
There are two lawsuits currently. There is one lawsuit of the Patriarchate against the company to nullify the deal, which they filed it in December 2023. We filed a lawsuit which the plaintiffs are the company and the Patriarchate, but we mention always in all arguments we present that our lawsuit is aimed to strengthen the lawsuit of the Patriarchate, and we cannot file a lawsuit without suing both parties to contract. Both parties who signed the deal should be plaintiffs in order to nullify the deal. We can't only file a lawsuit against the company if the Patriarchate is a party to the contract. So both parties are part of the deal, but our purpose and the aim of the contract of the lawsuit is to protect the rights of the community and church, both together, because both complete each other.
When you have a lawsuit and you go to court, you have to have lawyers, and it's expensive, and you have to pay for the lawyers. What I want to know, are the Zionists throwing their full weight against stopping you from stopping this lawsuit, or is this a big?
No,
So you're not facing big.
we are not
deep
facing.
pockets
No,
of.
we are not facing. We are currently. It's been a year that our lawsuit is being is progressing, and legal proceedings are going in Jerusalem District Court. To be honest, we had also some good, small, tiny decisions in the past year by the court in favor of us. The company many times tried to dismiss our case even before going to the first session, and the company many times asked for extensions, and the court refused many times because we have a good legal team. They are presenting.
Oh, you do have a good
Yeah,
team.
we have a good legal team. We have local legal team, which its members are an Arab Israeli and a Jewish Israeli, and we have the Armenian lawyers from abroad. So both they work together for this. So so far we didn't face any
Major opposition.
no, and we
And
hope that
what-
we will not.
Also, what happened to $2 million? Are they going to have to give that back, or
I guess the patriarchate is ready to give them
they are?
back, and I guess
Can I ask you a different question? This is coming as a genocide scholar, because every single genocide, you look at the nature of the state and the regime, and that includes judiciary. Every single genocide targeted victim populations are plural, not just one. Under the Nazis, you've got, the Jews were the number one victims, the Poles, Soviet prisoners, the Russians, the Belarusians, Roma, Sintis, LGBT people, German disabled people, right? And the same in Cambodia, the same in other places, Balkans, and related to that is a very famous quote left by a Catholic scholar or priest. First, they come for so and so. I don't speak out. I didn't speak out because I'm not a communist or socialist or Catholic. They come for me, and there was nobody to speak out. Do you look at the situation through the prisms that when you are facing a state that is Jewish supremacy openly, do you think that you might be in line for expulsion? Because Jerusalem, the state of Israel, wants to make it Jewish majority state. They're not interested in harmonious coexistence.
They're interested in Jewish only state.
Yeah.
Pure Jewish state.
Jewish
Can
state.
you comment on that?
yes.
We hope it doesn't happen.
Good comment.
Negaravad is my
Oh, sorry.
And they will lie. They have been lying and cheating and stealing.
We are hopeful that we are not being led to that.
You're not going to get the full court Palestinian treatment of.
No, I'm not. See, we are a part of a minority. We are a minority in the city, in the country, and we know that there are many ways and there are many times that minorities are being treated differently, and we see it in many other ways. And to be honest, I just would like to add something, that not only non-Jews are being treated differently in the country, but also Jewish communities in the country are being treated differently by the government.
very much.
This is a fact. I mean, I cannot just say that non-Jews are being treated differently, but also from the society itself, the government is treating other Jewish communities, whether ultra-Orthodox, other minorities, differently. But we hope, as a community, as an Armenian community, which always maintained good relations with everyone, that this will not drag us into being treated differently. We see it as a pure legal battle, taking into consideration that there are policies of different extremist groups in the society to drive out minorities, especially in the old city of Jerusalem, because at the end the old city of Jerusalem is a place that is important for the three monotheistic religions, and we see what is happening with other Christian communities, with Muslim communities. So there is a policy, but again, this is our struggle is currently is a legal struggle, but taking into consideration that some groups may try to pressure and to use extreme measures against the community, and to shift the struggle and the narrative. For example, we are being accused for anti-Semitism in court. Why? Because
Everybody's been accused of
our cause is, and we mentioned it, the Armenian community of Jerusalem maintain good relations with everyone, whether it's with our neighbors in the Jewish quarter, whether it's with our neighbors in the Muslim quarter or in the Christian quarter, and we wish to continue with it. By leading this struggle, we think that we can keep Jerusalem a place which should be open for everyone, and we can fight the different policies which wish to change the mosaic of Jerusalem.
And in the meantime,
But I cannot.
You've got this going on.
Excuse me.
And in the meantime, you got this going on. It's just in case.
Of course, I mean this is our struggle basically.
It took us a year to build this.
But you know the fact that
Slowly.
you were
With
physically attacked,
Yes.
physically attacked with bulldozers, and that means it's gone beyond simply being a law case. There's actually
Violence.
It was
Violence.
the violence was before the submitting the lawsuits, for example, because the company tried many times to take over the land illegally by forcing us to leave. But then we filed the lawsuits because it takes time to gather evidence, to gather the documentations, and to work on the legal. On the lawsuit, so it takes time. So meanwhile, they were trying to use that time
to evict you.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's been no violence, no attacks since you filed the lawsuit.
No, we had the last incident in April 2024. This was the last incident with the police, because again the police treated us as a minority and treated us differently as they treat other groups, and the police many times tried to change the status quo in favor of the company. So we do see the link here. So this was the last incident that we had. Since then, since April 2024, the situation is calm because of the legal proceedings, and because that basically everything is frozen on the ground, and legal proceedings should be respected by both parties.
And did you take videos and you have photos?
Yes, everything is on our pages.
And
You can
that's all
find
on
it.
your-
Yes,
Fantastic,
everything is
thank you.
there. All the press releases, all the information about the deal, about the lawsuit, about the incidents, everything is on our pages where you can find it there.
So do you have a petition on your website that people could sign?
We have, I think there is a link that directs you to a petition. We have a link also to other ways to support the struggle. Everything, I mean, you can find it
Right, so
on
that
our pages.
I can go there,
Yes.
find all the information, and then try and mobilise Christian communities.
Yes, we are working currently. We are trying to work on not only to focus on the media pages, but also to have a website where you can put everything there, not to have only posts or shares on your pages. So
yeah.
we are hopeful that in the near future we can have also a website which everything will be there. But our media pages are enough to learn about the
Give you enough
struggle.
information so that
Yes, it will give you enough
can take
information.
action.
Yes, sure,
Right.
of course.
That's
You said
fantastic.
it was an existential.
And
I
you've
mean,
got-
I think we can all guess. So you think they're going to make the hotel as like a base? Then once they
We don't think it's we don't think it's we don't see it as a commercial deal. We do see it as a deal that its aim is to push out our community from the old city, because the people who are connected to the company, the people who are part of their policy, are extreme members of settler organizations.
The most extreme.
So like
And-
Hebron, where they got a few people in, and once they get a few people in, they...
There are people that are
Know the
connected
names
to
of the
to
organizations?
the
Sorry?
West
Know the
Bank
names of the
settlements.
organizations?
I
But
think so.
we don't see it as a pure commercial deal. We don't see it as a pure
And as a
deal.
commercial potential, we also doubt that because it's very hard to build here anything, and any kind of digging or construction needs extensive approvals. And even if they get those approvals, if they hit anything, like any kind of coin, any kind of antique, then they're gonna be stopped. And they're gonna stop it for many years until they check everything. And then maybe they'll give you back. And every stone has to go back to its place with the right number. So it's a very complex operation. Almost impossible, you could say, in this area. And that's why we doubt their act, what they're saying, and we doubt what they have in their heart and what they have in their what they're saying.
You said some people in the patriarchy took bribes. So
Correct.
what's
I
the
mean, it's not that
relationship?
we are saying it; it's the patriarch
is.
itself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So like, how does that work now that the same people that tried to sell out the community are the
Well,
ones
he's
how-
not there anymore.
Okay.
So he left.
The priest
He
left.
was-
The patriarch is here.
Yes.
The two other signatories to the lawsuit, to the contract, are still here. The priest who was the mind who prepared the contract with the lawyers left Jerusalem, and he lives in Pasadena now with the fire going there. So the two others are here. Yeah. The patriarchate is accusing him for taking bribe, and that this deal is a corrupt deal. But we are targeting the contract for not being a legal one from the beginning. I mean, so even if he received bribe, the contract from the beginning was signed illegally.
Yes.
Yes.
You said that you may be being accused of anti-Semitic. My question is, if you are accused of anti-Semitism, what, in your view, do you think needs to be proven from your side?
So, when a side accuses you for anti-Semitism and they see it as a legal argument, that means this is not a legal argument. And because they don't have good arguments against you, so they try to collect some arguments and create a defense. And this is what the company did. I mean, if you read the defense of the company, you see that one page is dedicated for anti-Semitism, but it's empty accusations. So the court here is still independent from the government, even though that the government tried to have the reform, the judicial reform, to take control over the court. It's very difficult for the court to accept such arguments of anti-Semitism, especially with the Armenians. I mean, it's very known that the Armenians always had peaceful relations with everyone, and the Armenian quarter is the safest quarter for everyone, for Jewish worshippers, for Muslim worshippers, for everyone. This road that you came from, the Armenian Patriarchate Road, is the longest road in the old city of Jerusalem, and is the safest one.